What's good YouTube? Welcome to my channel, Lars and Conditioning. Full body sucks, but it doesn't have to. Alright, the reason why full body sucks, at least in the way that most people make the program, is that they make it so you have the exact same exercise order or muscle exercise order 2 or 3 days a week. Most people will be doing full body 3 days a week. So if you have the exact same exercise order every single time, you're going to end up with a lot of imbalances, and it's going to expose you rather quickly. So the way we can get about this to make full body actually work is that you should actually have 4 total full body exercises or sessions. And the reason for this is that if you can start in a different order, then you will have a different emphasis each time. So the reason why I say 4 instead of 3 or 2. We want 1 full body part where you have focus on your front, on your back, your quads, and your posterior chain. So we want to have one day that has a higher focus, and actually where you start with that each day, which is why I say 4. So the way that we will do that, you would actually do this you will actually focus on this and have 2 or 3 exercises that actually targets these particular areas. So with the back, let's use that as an example. That can be on your back focused full body day, a barbell row, a pull down, and then like a lat pull over. Then you actually have your back focus for that particular day done. And then for the rest of the session, you only do 1 exercise for the rest, and then you will end up with a total of 6 exercises per session. And this is a very good way to actually split up your training. You don't have to go crazy or go balls to the walls every single session. You need to prioritize your recovery. Alright, just like with the back, I will give you 3 exercises for your front part of your upper body. Overhead press, obviously, that's a no-brainer. And incline bench, and then you can do some lateral raises or variations of lateral raises. You don't need to do more than this, really. You could, if you want to, do some flat benching, but since it's borderline impossible to overdevelop your upper chest, you can actually do incline chest press as your only chest exercise variation. You don't need to do more than that. You can do some flies or regular bench as well with dumbbells or a machine if you want to make 100% sure that you actually get enough. And the same thing for your quads. Depending on your technique, if you have good technique, you can do some squats, and then you can do some lunges and leg extensions. For your posterior chain, deadlifts, obviously that's a no-brainer. Hamstring curls, lying or seated, that's up to you. That's really what you prefer. And then after this, you can do some adductors, which is mean you're putting your legs inward. You know, the classic exercise you've probably seen a lot of fitness girls do. While they are good for particular purposes, that your adductors and adductors are both muscles that we don't typically get to train particularly well in a lot of compound movements. So training in a machine can be extremely beneficial. So this is actually the way that you can actually structure it so you can make it work. You don't need more than 6 exercises per session. And if you're actually doing 4, 5 compound movements per session, that's going to really kick your body. So you also have to be mindful that you're not doing too much. This is a way to make full body work. So you can also do it where you only train it in a particular way for a month or 2 at a time, or you can do it like I proposed in the video. This really depends on what you feel the most comfortable with. If you feel most comfortable with doing it 2 or 3 months at a time, go ahead and do that. I would say this is the inferior way, but if changing it a bit too often, like with having A, B, C, D full body workouts, then don't do that, because that's just going to create some unnecessary chaos that you don't really need. But if you can do it, I would advise you to do that. it will be a little bit weird because one week ABC, next week DB or AB, sorry, and then the week after you will start with CDA, and then repeat all the way through. So it's going to be a little bit weird, and it could potentially force you to actually keep notes, or if you have a very good memory, then you can do that. But if you do it in the way I proposed in the video, I would very much recommend that you also keep some sort of like note tracker, so you know if it's full body A, B, or C, D, or wherever it might be, or what you call it ultimately at the end. I would just call it A, B, C, D. Then it's ultimately easier versus giving it a bunch of different names, or 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just make it easy, make it simple. No reason to complicate it. Thank you for watching, Lars Conditioning.